I hope everybody had a blessed weekend and a beautiful week. You are now tuned into my podcast, Difficult People Chronicles. I'm seriously focused Johnny, SF Johnny. Today's episode is called Choose Your Battle. In one of my past episodes, I talked briefly about a situation that happened where I was in the middle of getting my notes together, airing and everything, and this person came up to me and started questioning me about some things, but it felt more like an interrogation. And they started to raise their voice. I immediately, which I've never really done before, I started fanning them away, like, get away from me. And I didn't engage. Normally, I would give them an argument. Yeah, I would normally give them an argument, but I didn't. And when I thought about it, what I realized is that what I had on the table to deliver to you all was more important than engaging in that idiot, basically. Because I know that sometimes I'll have something will come to me and it's like a quick thought or whatever, like even if it's a message from God, and someone would come and interfere, and then I forget what I have to say. So at that point, when that person stepped to me and then they just started questioning me and it felt like I was being interrogated, I just fanned them away and proceeded to do what I was doing. And when everything was all said and done, and I sat down and started to think about what happened, what kept coming to me was choose your battle. Choose your battle. So that's the name of this episode. Because I told you all in the past that I would give you an episode called Choose Your Battle and the reasons why. My reason was because what I had on the table was a priority. So that's one reason. Another reason you want to choose your battle is you don't want the enemy to come and waste your time. The enemy, the hater, people in position. They don't have to be a hater. They don't have to be an enemy. But there will be people in position that the devil can use as a guinea pig to take you away from what you're doing. And these people are like, they just come to annoy you. Another thing is that if you choose the wrong battle, it becomes a lose situation where you lose out. Losing out can mean anything. It can mean money, peace, time, energy, train of thought, which in my situation would have been my train of thought. Another reason is that it could escalate, putting you in a bad predicament where you get nothing done and your whole day just gets turned upside down. One of the things I realize is that sometimes when choosing your battle, some things is really not your fight. There's going to be situations where, you know, God will say, you know what, step to the side. I'm going to handle it. And then there's some situations where God will give you direction and say, do this, do that. Another reason is that, along with it, a situation or a battle becoming a lose situation, it could become costly. So, for example, when that guy stepped to me and he started raising his voice, and I can't really tell you what he was talking about. I really can't. All I know is I was so in tune with what I was doing. And I remember him asking me a question and he said, huh? And he like threw his hands up like, huh? And that's all I remember him saying. And I started to say, what? And like my face frowned up, like, what? Like, I was ready to go in, but I didn't know what I would be arguing about because I really wasn't paying attention to him. I was trying to really focus on getting the message out to you all and focusing on my notes. I don't know which way that whole situation would have turned if I would have engaged. One of the things I could say to you all is go to God in prayer about what you should do. I understand that some situations happen all of a sudden. So a lot of times I sit down and reflect on what happened or whatever. I'm human and I remember what I said to myself is that, you know what, I should have went to God in prayer that specific moment that he came up to me and raised his voice. Or I could have said, get behind me, Satan, you know. But at that time, I didn't know what in the world he was talking about because I wasn't focused on him. Another thing that I did was I went and spoke it over with someone else that cares about me. So that's another thing you could do. Go talk to someone else about what situation occurred because sometimes they can see what you can't see. And like I say, messages from God could come from anywhere. Another thing is don't react. Like in my situation, I didn't react. Probably if I wasn't so focused, I would have, but I didn't. I just frowned up my face because I was like, what is he, like, why is he so animated? Like, he threw up his hands and he was like, huh, huh. But I wasn't even focused on him too much. I didn't react the way he wanted me to react. And I felt like he wanted to get a reaction out of me because this is not the first time that he has seen me, you know. Another thing is when it comes to choosing your battle, know what's a priority. Your peace is a priority. You don't need to entertain everything and everyone. And a lot of times, what I find is that when people are used to getting a reaction out of you, and then one day they come up to you trying to get a reaction and they don't, they get confused. That spirit in them gets confused because they want you to be your old self. You got to learn to move differently. Yep. You got to learn to move differently. Some people go to sleep and when they wake up in the morning, it's almost like, and this is what I feel. It's almost as if, and these are people that are always angry, always annoying, always tormenting other people, bullies. Yes. It's almost as if they wake up in the morning coming up with plans to disrupt your peace. And that's like the highlight of their day because they have nothing else going on in their life. So they just conjure up these things in their head like, whose peace am I going to disrupt today? Yeah. One of the one of the things I want to say, and this is the last thing, is that I want you all to observe how you feel with whatever situation you go through and go to God in prayer about your feelings. So if someone comes up to you and is trying to torment you, bully you, or they a gaslighter or narcissist, you know, annoying like a gremlin, and you let them get away with whatever, and you know that after the fact you feel in some kind of way, go to God in prayer so He could soothe your heart. Because the quicker you forgive, they gonna go through some things. I'm telling you. They gonna go through some things. God is not sleeping on the enemy. Trust me. And some of those people out there been tormenting people for far too long. You got to learn to choose your battle. And that's what I had to say to myself because that's what kept coming to me. Choose your battle. And I was content with saying to myself that that man was not important. He is not important because what was important was what was on the table that I had to deliver out to you all. And I noticed after the fact that he was annoyed that I didn't engage because when I looked away, his hands were still in the air like like, huh? Like she's not answering me. No, I wasn't paying attention to him. No reason to. I had things to do. He was not important and he wasn't taking up my time. So that's it for today. Choose your battle, you all. Choose your battle. You know the devil, Satan, is the master of stealing peace. That's the one thing he wants to do is steal your peace. If he could get you in stress, oh, he's happy. And all those people out there that got that evil spirit inside of them, pay attention to them. Those are the people that like to steal people's peace. Gaslighters, narcissists, liars, drama filled queens, dudes that love drama, they love to steal your peace because they have nothing else to do in their life. Nothing. Nothing in their life is entertaining. not even TV. So if they could get a reaction out of you, they will. Choose your battle. That's it for today. Love me more and I love you more. Check me out on YouTube, like, subscribe, click the notification. Check out my store. And for and for suggested topics, email me sfj.peace@gmail.com. Put in the subject box topic. Later.